Hello guys, so I'm going to show you how you can use the Yivera publishing platform. When you open your profile on yivera.com, you would see the dashboard, the release, all of this on the left hand side of your profile. What you do is you go to publishing. When you open publishing, you would see your dash. If you're a first timer, if you're using the publishing platform for the first time, you're going to see a place that tells you to sign up. It's a $20 one-time fee for now. So you sign up and you will see something like create a new work. So you have to pay and sign up to create a new work for you to be published on Yivera. So what you do is you go in here, create a new work. So there are two ways you can do this. If you distribute it through Yivera, you just pick yes, and then you choose the title of the song that was distributed through Yivera. But if you didn't distribute through Yivera, there's the option to pick no. And when you pick no, meaning that you distributed the song on a different platform, any other distro, you'll be required to supply some of this information. So I will show you all of the information that's required from you. So let's publish Lose You by this artist, and you go in here next. So what happens is all of this information, because it was distributed on Yivera, the information is automatically collected and the system remembers it. So if there's an alternative, you put, but if you didn't distribute through Yivera, you will need to fill this information individually. Let us know the title of the track, the artist name, the ISRC code, the release date, the duration, right? These parts that are marked with asterisks are very, very important. They are very important. So you cannot go forward without giving us these details, right? So if the track has an alternative title, you can supply that. If it has other versions, a lot of times when you drop a song, you have like the a cappella version, you have the sped up versions, all of these versions that you can create and redistribute. So let us know if you have such versions. If you don't, you can leave this unmarked. If you do, you check it. If you don't, you leave it unmarked. So you have the lyrics of the song, because lyrics is also monetized, guys. In case you were not aware, you can also monetize your lyrics. So when you see the lyrics on Instagram, all these other places where content ID is used, or even on YouTube, lyrics videos, all of these things are monetized. Good. So what we're asking here, are you a publishing partner? There's a very important question. You need to say yes or no. If you're a publishing partner, it means you have a publishing company and you're publishing with us. So a lot of you who are producers, who are artists, just click no, right? Click no and let's move on. So we go on to this part. This part is very, very important. When you get here, what you want to do is to fill in the legal name. Now remember, this is the government name, not alias, not what the person is known by, but the actual name that you have on your birth certificate or on your identification material. So this part, let's say this artist name is this, and we'll put in his email address. He has an IPI or he doesn't have, you fill it in there. If you don't have an IPI number, not a problem. We will still publish for you. Here, you want to correctly identify your role. So as the artist, you contributed to the music, the lyrics, and here you pick Rivera as your. So if your producer and you're publishing with Rivera, you put the artist's name. You can put your name first. It doesn't really matter who comes first, right? But just make sure that the most important thing, which is the shares, is correct. The important thing is the name of the owners of the shares, right? The name and the shares should be correct. Very important. So now, this person who is publishing now is publishing through Vera. Maybe the next collaborator may not be publishing to Yivera. It's very important that you make this distinction. So let's say the producer is getting 50 and the artist is getting 50. They are just two of them. So here we have John, let's say the name is John Mac, right? You fill in the email address as well here, and you determine what the role is, which is a producer. You fill in the detail, the email address here. You determine what the role is. He's the producer. Good. So he may not necessarily be publishing with Yivera, right? It doesn't matter. What you just do here is say others. If he has an IPI number, you can include it there. If he doesn't, that's still fine. Let's assume that Timilei has an IPI number that goes those. This is just for the sake of this video. It doesn't mean that this is an actual IPI number. I'm just giving an instance. So let's assume that they both have IPI numbers. Sorry. And we come here and we give what's going on? And we come here and we give John Mark an IPI number. But John Mark is not publishing with Yivera, so we don't pick Yivera here. And that's where a lot of you make a lot of mistakes by just assuming that Yivera, you don't look here to see what the second right holder publisher is, which changes a lot. So it's very important that you make this others or no idea if you don't know, except you are sure that the person is publishing with Yivera. That's the only time you pick Yivera for another party. So if you're uploading your works to be published, make sure that the other parties that are not you, basically, that you fill this in correctly. We need to be certain that they are Yivera before you pick Yivera, because what happens is once you pick Yivera as their publisher, there is an implication, right? There's an implication for picking them, for picking us, that is Yivera, as the publisher. So be very, very careful about this part. I'm very, very particular about it. The publisher should not be Yivera if you are not certain that they are publishing with Yivera. You can pick others or you pick no idea. Or if you know their publisher, then you know that, and you know it's not Yivera, then you definitely should pick others, right? Not Yivera. So let's assume that there was a feature artist on this song, right? Let's say the feature artist is getting 15% or 20%, right? For publishing. Okay, let's say he did one verse, so he's getting 50%, 15%, and his name is Judas Merlin. I'm not sure where I'm getting these names from, but let's assume his name is Judas Merlin, and Judas Merlin has contributed to the writing of the song. So here we put in Judas Merlin's. So we come here and we put in the email address for Judas if he has an IPI number, assuming he doesn't, but we make sure that we confirm, is Judas publishing with Yivera? Judas is not, so we pick others. But we really don't know, no idea, and we pick he's a songwriter or we could say he's a singer and a lyrics contributor as well, because he sang on the song, he's a featured artist, he wrote his verse. So that's what it is like, and then you just go to next, and that's the end. It's all done. Finish. All published. It's ready to be published now. So